I liked the color grading and slash color correction in this feature, as well as the shot composition. I think was done very well. The locations and the establishing shots are very beautiful, and the cinematographer really sort of enhanced that. So I think that was very well done. I do like the story. I do like how the story slowly unfolds, giving you time to sort of digest the characters rather than just letting you dive into something that hectic, and their roles. And yeah, I liked their roles and their relations to one another. I liked how you get an understanding of the world and the environment and the timeline through that.
I wish this was the product of some twisted evil imagination, but this is an outstanding piece to expose Odebrecht and the open, blatant corruption at all levels in Mexico's government. It is just such an ingrained practice. They give this good balance between the population daily struggles, the dramatic turns, like men having to go across the US border to find work, leaving out single moms, their ambitions, also touching on some societal problems like rape. The, they also speak about dementia, how companies don't care about destroying people's lives, how the population decides to defend the river, taking a stand against oppression, abuse, and death, how this company and the government is ripping them off their income and their integrity as or health. The media coverage is of this situation is also something to note. It's just very biased towards going against the population without really giving the facts. And they contrast this hell with the beautiful music and scenery from this region.
This is a well-told story of a family that live on the edge of a river, a town, a community that is low income. And they fish and get water, and their kids play by this river. It's everything to these people. The family experiences great loss because of a corrupt government. They're greedy and want to dam the river, which will result in great loss of livelihoods for the people that farm and live in this area. It's so smart to make a good movie like this based on truth that incorporates the message of the importance of keeping natural resources and not displacing entire communities of people in order to do this, because they can find other ways.
Is its sense of visual poetry. This includes everything from like the natural vistas, obviously the focus on the kind of central narrative, the central river itself, but also like the sculpting of natural light, and even use of artificial light to like really enhance the emotions. It's just very cinematically sumptuous. And I think this beauty serves a real purpose because it kind of really heightens our connection to the natural world whilst teasing like the underlying emotions out of the narrative. Sort of depths of like sadness or grief that some of the characters experience, which really helps like solidify the film's like weaving together of these very kind of big, important environmental and political themes with these very rich personal narratives, so that at every step of the way, you kind of feel personally invested in everything that's going on. You kind of want to just get involved and stop this dam and save the river and everything, and do it yourself. Which is really cool. When you kind of see the horrific lengths that these kind of corrupt politicians and whatever will kind of go to ensure the success of their agenda, like it's maddening and horrifying, and heart really breaks for some of these characters. It's just very incredibly emotive and a very sensitive film. It kind of really captures in terrific detail the whole way of life that really depends upon this river. It shows you what threats loom ever closer over it.
It deals with a lot of topics, from the environment to family to immigration to dementia. A lot of these factors play a role into one another. We start the film with a family that's just barely hanging on. And with the fact that a dam is being built, it basically destroys an entire community's livelihood. And in a very somber ending, the family that was already struggling in and of itself is now being torn apart, where now it pretty much sets a grim precedent that the mother is essentially gonna be alone, because the sister's trying to cross the border, the brother died, the grandfather has dementia and is slowly fading. It's a very bleak ending. And I feel like the slow death of the family is very symbolic of the fact that, because that livelihood was being taken away from them and just surviving was becoming harder and harder, it was slowly killing them, metaphorically and literally.
Very gripping and powerful cinematography, along with moments of acting. The woman who played Mercedes did something a lot of actresses won't do. She did full-on ugly crying towards the end. And a lot of actresses won't let themselves do that because they want to look attractive. The fact that she's willing to means she knows her worth as an actress and knows it's willing to do this for her role. The beginning, I was feeling bad for Santiago, especially with the teacher making him read out loud. It's a moment I relate to because I never like doing that. I know he was doodling and she caught him not paying attention, but still, to put him on the spot like that. This film in general has a lot to impact. It's dealing with a very strong family dynamic that's kind of unraveling. It's dealing with a political issue of stopping a dam from being built. It's a lot of stuff in one film, and it was really a lot to impact, but it's what made the film excellent at the same time, because you're enthralled in the story. You're hoping they do stop this dam. You're hoping everybody wins, and really, it's kind of melodramatic, because not everybody does. It's something that felt very realistic to life, where things don't always go your way.